Hello students, this is Dr. Joseph. In this short video, I want to provide some basic instructions, some basic guidelines about your research paper. I want to focus on the first half of your research paper. I will be providing some directions and give you some advice on how you should start and what you should do and what you should not do. First of all, the research paper is about a major theme you are investigating in the novel. It could be a major idea, a major concept, or a central motif of your choice. So, as I mentioned before in class, I want you to research a topic that you like, a topic that will, that you are passionate about. So the research paper is divided in three parts. The first part is about 4 pages. Then you're going to submit the second half of the paper, and the third part is your works cited and the annotated works cited page. Okay. The research paper is worth 35% of your grade. You need 5 to 6 outside sources for the 8-page paper. That's in addition to the novel you are consulting. The novel is your primary source. Okay. Now, for the first half of the research paper, you do not need to include a works cited page. You do not need to include a works cited page. Okay. Wait until you submit the final paper. Then you can insert an annotated works cited page. Now, first of all, I want you to go back to the handouts I distributed in class when we were working on the short story analysis on the four stories that you read in class. I provided a simple literary analysis, okay, with some good examples. I also provided a handout that is very instructive. It's very informative on how to write the English essay. So remember some of the things I mentioned in class. First of all, the English essay is written in the present tense. The English essay should be written in the present tense, okay? With the exception of citation, if you are citing or quoting from a text or from a source, and let's say the verb or the verbs are in the past tense, those verbs should remain in the past tense. But when you are writing as a writer, okay, your verbs should be in the present tense. Secondly, you should not be writing in the first or second perspective. So do not use I's, you's, or yours, mine. Okay, so you should be your paper should be written in the third person, the third voice. I want you to remember that. Okay, so remember you need an introduction. Okay, your essay need an intro. In your introduction, you want to provide an overview on the subject matter. That is the central theme you have chosen to investigate, to study in your essay. Secondly, you want to make sure the last sentence of the intro is your thesis statement. Your thesis statement, remember, is the big idea, the argument you are making. It reflects your judgment, the value judgment you are articulating in that essay. Again, your thesis statement is your argument. You should be making an argument there. Okay. Now, Um, let's talk about how to start this essay. First, you're going to create an outline. I do not require an outline per se, but for your own sake, okay, you need an outline. Also, I personally use an outline whenever I'm writing an essay, or I'm writing an essay for publication, or I'm writing an essay for myself. So you want to create an outline, okay? And that outline, you want to have different parts, different divisions, okay? Those different divisions will be the different subsets, subcategories that are connected to the theme you are investigating. Let's say you are investigating identity. Let's say identity and Toni Morrison's Beloved, or identity and Toni Morrison's um, The Bluest Eye. Okay, identity is that major theme, that major concept you are writing about. But identity is many things, right? That means it means many things. It doesn't mean just one single idea, one single notion. So what you want to do here in your outline, you want to have 4 to 5 subsets, okay, about identity. For example, identity is connected to culture. So there could be a subset, cultural identity. Identity is also connected to gender. So gender identity. Identity is also linked to religion. So you can have religious identity, and identity is also connected with family. So family identity. Identity is also linked to community. Community. So this is what we're talking about. So in under identity, okay, you have different subsets, 4 to 5 major ones, which will help you when you write your paragraphs. Okay. Now, how do we move from the outline to the paragraph writing? So let's talk about the paragraph structure. So the paragraph should have a coherent structure, I'm sorry, a coherent structure to help the reader to follow the course of your thinking, of your thought, your idea. It's very important that the paragraphs are connected. One paragraph is connected to another one. Then so there's a relationship. There's a literary relationship between the paragraphs, and you're gonna achieve that through what we call what excuse me, you're going to achieve that through different means. For example, the paragraph should be structured in the following order. Okay, remember we talking about your English essay. The first part of the paragraph should be a topic sentence. The topic sentence, okay, is the very first sentence of the paragraph. It should focus on one idea, one single idea, not multiple ideas. A paragraph should deal with one single idea. A paragraph should discuss one single idea, okay? Then, in the remaining part of the paragraph, you're going to provide support for that single idea that you articulate in the first sentence. Remember, the topic sentence cannot be a question and should not be a citation. It's a statement that you make. You're making a statement, you're making an argument for that paragraph in view. The second part of the paragraph is the citation. You're going to cite from the novel. Okay? You're going to cite from the novel. Why do you need to cite? Well, you need to cite a passage to support the topic sentence that you expressed in the first sentence. So after you citing from the novel, the third thing you're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to explain what that citation means, because your goal as a writer is a teacher. A writer is a teacher. You are teaching your reader you are teaching your reader about the topic of your choice. So after you explain the citation, and number four, you are going to incorporate an outside source. Okay, you are interacting with outside sources to inform your ideas, to support your argument. Then after you integrate an outside source, then you want to comment on that source. You want to explain what that commentator means, what that source criticism means. Now, there are three different ways to incorporate an outside source, okay, in your essay. First, you can paraphrase that source. That means you are using your own voice, your own words, your own language, your own vocabulary to articulate the same idea from that source. Second, you can cite on the source directly, so you can that means you take the very words from that source, from that article, okay, to support your analysis. Third, you can summarize that source. You summarizing that source, that means you're also using your own words, your own vocabulary to interpret exactly what the author is saying. Remember, in the paragraph, okay, you want to be the person to have the final voice, okay? You want to show the reader you are in control of the production of that paper from the beginning to the end. Okay, you should highlight your voice. Remember, your research paper, for your research paper, you need 5 to 6 sources. Okay, you you don't need to don't need to insert a works cited page for the first half, for the first half of the paper. Okay, you're going to submit a works cited page when you submit the full paper in April. Okay, and also, I want to remind you to use some good sources. Use peer-reviewed, okay, peer-reviewed articles, okay, on our database. Go to the school's database. I taught you how to retrieve data articles from our database, okay. Do not use articles that are not they're not peer reviewed. Okay, do not cite from Wikipedia, EndNotes, Cliff Notes. You know what I mean. All right, so should you have any questions, any concerns, do not hesitate to send me an email, to send me a message. Again, this is Dr. Joseph. Have a great day.